Hello everyone and welcome back. It's been a while, but we've got an interesting video today, and that is we're going to turn this 8-slat grill into a 6-slat grill with a modification that I actually developed about probably a year ago, and it's sat on my computer waiting to be printed and fitted. But first of all, let's walk through why you would do this. So first of all, the 8-slat is an older version of this car. So as these cars went on through the generations, the 8-slat was the original, and then it turned into the 6-slat. So for the eagle-eyed Aston Martin fans, you'll automatically see this grille and know that it's an older one. This car actually came with a 6-slat on it, but I bought the 8-slat to reverse engineer this grille, what I'm now going to adapt it to. So yeah, this one came with a 6-slat. I've got the 6-slat in my garage. When I was repairing this car, I was obviously shopping for a 6-slat grill because I didn't want to make it look older than it was. And that's when I first learned that the 6-slat grills are about 700 to 800 pounds, depending on condition. And even then, they're going to be the original grill slats, so they're going to be very delicate at this point. And then the 8-slat ones, they go for around 200 to 300 pounds. So it's more easy to get an 8-slat, but also you don't really want to be adding an 8-slat to a 6-slat version. And maybe if you did damage it or your car was in an accident, you're probably going to want to make it look like the more modern version. Considering that the hull is exactly the same, it's just the slats that change. Yeah, it's quite an easy upgrade for you to do. So then after I learned that, my next thought were, well, surely if they've just removed 2 slats, then we can just get an 8-slat grill and print some 6-slat adapters, or use the 6-slat adapters and slot them all in, because all of these come out individually, you see. That was soon trumped because it turns out that Aston Martin decided to use a completely different grille design when they did this. So in essence, this has got like a very simple profile, but the 6-slat version has got a more complex profile. In my opinion, this one's actually the better design because, as you can see, there's little tiny holes in this. That allows the grille to lock in. So, of course, I do sell the 6-slat and 8-slat versions of these on astondiy.com. I often get inquiries that people have lost their 6-slat blades. I don't know if that's the technical term, but from now on we'll call these blades. Way more than people that are losing their 8-slat blades, which tells me that these definitely hold it longer. On the flip side, way more people have their 8-slat vertical uprights broken, and that's purely because they're older. And the material that Aston Martin decided to manufacture these out of, unfortunately, is not that suitable for the application. It goes brittle over time. Whilst it seems to be slightly UV resistant, with prolonged exposure, they eventually just end up snapping. Usually the first ones to go are number 2, number 4 and number 6, because they're not fixed to the vehicle at all, so they just fall off and then you lose them. And then usually not long behind that, the rest of them are then going to go, and then you're at risk of losing one of these. These don't get manufactured individually, you can only buy a full grill of these, so it's good to get on top of it when you're just losing the slats. So how did we change it? Well, first of all, we picked a more suitable material. So this is a nylon carbon fibre composite. This is actually a material made by a company called Mark Forge, and this is probably one of the best materials on the market for this application. Not the cheapest, but it does mean that it's going to last way longer. We also designed in some upgrades, of course. If you're going to redesign something, you may as well fix some of the issues. One of them is this loop here. On the original, it's just a C-shackle, and also on the originals, they're hollowed out, which is usually where the break happens in one of these thinner pieces. On these ones, there's no hollowed out section in the back. So that's everything you need to know about the 6-slat to 8-slat and why you would do this. But there's probably going to be some modifications to this 8-slat grill that mean it's non-reversible. So I'm going to try fitting this. First time it's been fitted. If you're seeing this video online, it's probably going to act as a fitting guide. Or if I'm telling you it doesn't actually work, then yeah, it's going to act as a failure video. But we'll see what's going on with this. So they are quite a simple job to remove. On my version, it's stainless steel hardware, so it doesn't seize together. However, on the originals, they are mild steel, and then they're going through an aluminium frame, which is powder coated, so there should be no corrosion going on there. However, those nuts do seize onto the back to the point where you know, you can try and release them, but ultimately it usually ends up, if they are seized, they might shear out of the back of your original, so just be mindful of that. All of these are stainless steel A2 hardware on the upgrades. So there's no problems with that. Now I've upgraded all of these to the 8-slat versions of the carbon fibre nylon ones. So these should come off pretty easy. I'm going to start off by just removing all of the blades. Pretty easy to do. I've actually numbered all mine because I know that I'm going to have to maybe make some changes to them. So I want to keep a track of which numbers where. And then we're left with the bottom one. So we can either take out these, like I said, 2, 4 and 6. They just come off the vehicle. These have been on for a long time on here, and they're still in fantastic condition. And that is all my blades out. So now we can start looking at getting the nuts off the back here. So using my 7mm spanner. Right then, so now that is removed, I'm going to then go ahead and start taking my modified 6-slat versions. So when I'm tightening these up, I'm not going to tighten them all the way, I'm going to get them just about, because there is a bit of an alignment piece that we need to do here, because we do want it to, the replacements have the locking pin that goes into these holes as well. So we want to make sure that we've got a good seat on all of those, so almost fully tight. So now I've got these 4 roughly set in place. I'm going to take my bottom slat, which is this one, slat number 8. So slat number 8 and slat number 1 are in the exact same place as the originals. So if we align these up now and click them in. Now I'm going to put position 1 in because I know that that one is the exact same as the originals. And this is just for a bit of alignment on these central ones here. So I'm just going to make sure that that is exactly where I want it before I tighten up these 2. So now there's a bit of trial and error going to go on here because I want to line these up to where looks best. So that's 5 and 3. We don't need 5 and 3, so we can get rid of them. If you don't want them, I suggest putting them on eBay because people lose them. The good news is none of these need trimming. I was prepared to trim that down to make this grill work. Because, like I say, there's an abundance of 8 slats, but not that many 6-slat grills out there. Right, now I'm pretty certain with these 3 in now, this is exactly where I want it aligned. So what I'm going to go do now is just make sure everything's all snug. Now before we go any further on this now, I'm going to get these side ones in, so you can tell the side ones because they're a little bit shorter at the top, the middle one here. So I'll get these side ones just roughly in. Now, these ones are a little bit of a battle when you want to get them in, so you know, try and seat them as best you can, but they're probably going to start popping out as you start to put other slats in, so be prepared for that. So side ones in. And there we have it. An 8-slat grill turned into a 6-slat grill. Now arguably this is the best 6-slat grill on the market right now because they are a way more positive fit using the 8-slat fitment than the 6-slat. I'm probably going to run this grill permanently on my car. I'm going to get it powder coated black and probably going to put my 6-slat up on eBay because the fit on the 6-slat, yeah, I don't know why they changed it. Maybe it's because this is such a positive fit, it does promote more breakages in the uprights when they're manufactured in the original method. Not a worry with these carbon fibre nylon ones. But there we are, a good way and an easy way. I'd probably say that's about a 25-minute job. An easy way to make your car look, I've forgotten how much newer it is, but the newer version, and also maybe replace something that's broken for much cheaper than a full OEM 6-slat grill. Now, I know I've been away for a while, but just so everyone's tracking with Aston DIYs, this is now my new workshop, and I really enjoy working on this, working on all cars actually. You might see the Unimog in the background there. This is not my day job. I have a full-time job, which is why I've disappeared off YouTube and Aston DIY for quite some time. However, I've got this workshop now to work on these projects and have fun and do what I enjoy doing. I'm going to be recording as much as I can. As far as Aston DIY goes now, I've recently enlisted the help of my dad, so he's now running with all these orders and dispatching them and doing all the bits what I don't like to do. However, all the money that this generates just gets pumped back into this workshop, so you can see much more interesting projects going on in the future. So thanks for watching the video. Sorry it's been such a long time, but But I'm going to be back with lots more content coming soon, and for sure that Unimog, whilst it's not the Aston Martin, it's going to be a real interesting project, and the Aston Martin's not going anywhere. I've got lots of things that I want to do to this, one of them being the subframe and its suspension. And now we've got a ramp and somewhere inside warm, well, not that warm, but somewhere inside that's not covered in rain. Also, maybe, yeah, we've got a few leaks, so somewhere that's almost inside. If you're still watching from the growth that we had a couple of years ago, thanks for sticking around. If you've got any suggestions on future content, like I say, I enjoy this. This is what I'd like to do at my weekends. It's just been getting the time and the space to do it, but now we've got that. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around. Any questions, drop them down below. A link to these on the website because it is successful. So a link to these will be down below. So you can go get them from the website. Also, we do have all the other replacement bits. Like I say, my dad will be fulfilling them. So bear with him because that is once a week that we get these fulfilled. I'll see you in the next one.